witness D has been murdered.
Of course, it would be naive of us not to think that the cartels would not push back. It's part of the pushback. When you kill witness D, who has transported the corpse to a particular place, his evidence is already wiped off on a criminal case. So this man who is alleged to have been involved is already opening the doors to walk free, and the country must resist that.
If you were a witness at Matlanga, would you go? Now that the cartels are
pushing back. So why would I go and sacrifice myself for a country that will walk and tomorrow they would have forgotten that I sacrificed myself?
Remember that, Selepe, for evil to prevail, it's also for good people to sit and do nothing. A lot of South Africans are minding their business whilst the country is building.
Do they have a business to mind?
They don't.
Yeah. So they are not minding anything. So they should participate in making that the country becomes right. Because South Africans has got a 30% unemployment rate, so they don't have businesses to mind.
He's gonna go to jail.
Moment. Yeah. Well, they are killing witnesses.
To greet everybody at home and greet Selepe.
Thank you, leadership. Let's greet everybody at home.
Yes.
We are back.
We are back, and we are back with a bang. How are you?
No, I'm good. Good. God is good all the time.
I'm kind of disturbed. Latest news today, witness D has been murdered.
Of course, it would be naive of us not to think that the cartels would not push back. It's part of the pushback. But what is critical now is what the country must do when cartels push back, because they're going to push back. Now we need to then look at our witnesses, those that have testified. And let me tell you what goes through my mind as a layman. When you kill witness D, who has transported the corpse to a particular place, his evidence is already wiped off on a criminal case. So this man who is alleged to have been involved is already opening the doors to walk free, and the country must resist that.
I'm worried because these allegations were also said to iPad 3 years ago. This investigation has been going on. We've got a tendency of people dragging their feet.
Sure, we have a tendency, and that tendency will not stop. And really, when you look at the whole testimony of these people that are now must answer on the allegations of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, the allegations that were made by General Masemula, and everybody else that has testified. They come there and they are clutching all straws. It becomes a problem. And the only other way left that they know best is to retaliate, and retaliate hard, so that the next witnesses must be intimidated where they are.
What's supposed to happen? Aren't we supposed to see arrests? Aren't we supposed to see, because, for example, an ordinary layman would say, witness D spoke things about Julius Mkhwanazi.
Sure.
And it was in the public interest. I don't have anything against Julius Mkhwanazi.
Yeah.
And after speaking things again about Julius Mkhwanazi, there gets to be murdered.
Yeah. He spoke certain things about Julius Mkhwanazi. Julius Mkhwanazi came, could not answer the allegations against him, clutched all straws, and realized that I am going to jail. He actually confessed that during the Matlanga Commission, to say I'm on my way to jail. And he said he's going there for a number of years. That's not me making it up. It's there. As a result, the only other way that they can
for him not
back,
to go to jail, it's to eliminate
witnesses. Now, the question that must arise, and it must arise without fear of contradiction, is IPIT competent to investigate? And if they are, how are they investigating for 3 years and nothing has come out?
They're dragging their feet. And
it's time now that the portfolio committee must get the person in charge of IPIT, bring him to Parliament, and they must start to account. Unfortunately, our parliamentarians are also closing. They want to go to Christmas when the country is about to ban.
But you can't do that. You can't go on a holiday when the country is about to ban.
Yeah.
Maybe here's the question that is left. iPad in a represent document also Nagir.
No. Or represent IDEC.
Or IDEC.
Yes.
So yes, iPad must come but it's ludicrous, it's crazy that we find people that are dragging their feet. But now let's go back. O'Sullivan made threats in the commission. On Monday, we're supposed to have had somebody who arrested him. Why is this man continuously being free?
He becomes free because we have conceptualized law in such a way that when you intimidate people publicly, we still insist that there must be a complainant. But let's move on. There is a complainant, all right? On behalf of Nkabinde, the members of parliament went and opened a case. I know that for sure. We saw that on TV that amongst other parties, the EFF went to open a case represented by the Deputy General Secretary. But once that case is opened, statements must be obtained. You see, in this country, we can set up time to investigate something which we call high-profile case. We can set up time to say within 5 days we should have made considerable movement and progress. But then you have O'Sullivan. Yeah. From where I am sitting, there's a court order that says O'Sullivan must be informed 48 hours before he gets arrested.
Informed?
Yes. He's the only person in the country who gets informed 48 hours before he's arrested.
Why?
Because the justice system and the judges have landed into the play of not assisting the country. How does a person get a court order that says police can't arrest you unless they inform you? When you have international citizenship and you can go at any given time. So when we do this as a country, judges must be called to account. And me, I'm sitting here, I'm saying there was this allegation that there's such a judgment. Why is that judge not yet called? But
Selepe, judges are not called in this country. And it is also because, number one, is also doing nothing about these things.
No, but the judiciary, we spoke about to whom does the judiciary account to?
I remember.
Yeah. For a year now, there's a case of Palapala sitting in front of them. And I've never seen the justice system I've never seen the Chief Justice that I know. This lady who's a Chief Justice now, he's a very calm person. I've never seen him address media without lifting her face for a lengthy period while he was talking to the media. Go and look at that at the media conference that he had when he was trying to address, which she had when she was trying to address this issue of.
She was reading.
Now, Chief Justice Maya is not only a Chief Justice, he was a practicing lawyer. Now, one of the things that we know about them...
Also a judge.
Yeah, what we know about them is that they are good public speakers. And one of the basic rules of public speaking is that even if you are reading, every time you must make sure that you have your people on your eyesight.
Eye contact.
That eye contact is critical because it tells us whether you are lying or you are telling the truth.
Or whether somebody wrote for you.
And you are reading something that you don't understand.
That you don't know, or it's your words that are coming there.
So, from where I was sitting, she made a very poor press conference. I can tell you right now. Somebody must.
But what does it say? An ordinary lay person, if the Constitutional Court is doing what it is doing, what does it say?
It says the Constitutional Court is part of the problem. We may be afraid because in South Africa you dare question judicial. But I'm telling you now, it cannot be that Justice Maya and the other 8 judges that are sitting in the Constitutional Court fail to give a judgment for over a year and they come with such a lame excuse. It can't be. It can only mean that there's a problem.
I hope I'm not going to get arrested for what I'm saying now. This then opens South Africa for a coup because the people in the positions of power are not doing anything, and these generals are looking and watching how the politicians are playing with our country.
Not only the politicians. Let's take this thing back.
Yes.
Mkhwanazi uses all available avenues inside his place of employment to report acts of criminality. And every time he hits a wall, he goes to Parliament and tries to report this to Parliament. He hits another level of a wall. Then he becomes frustrated. And the only thing that political parties can talk about in the press conference of Mkhwanazi is the camouflage that he was wearing. That's the only thing that the DA saw. The DA saw absolutely nothing except the camouflage.
The same ANC was speaking.
ANC, not even ANC, the people that the future of this country depends on. The ANC Youth League president says we can't have a general behaving this way. The general who went to the people that they appointed as chairpersons and as members of the portfolio committee on police, he raised this issue. Now, after the fact, they come and say, but he didn't say this while he was talking. What must he have said?
And others said he does not have evidence.
Now the evidence is here. Now nobody can now come back and say, we thought he didn't have evidence. And remember, all political parties acted wrongly. We had Malema saying he can't create this confusion and then later on don't want to appear. So all of them have got their cookies in a jar. Now you come fast forward, Malema does not appear on the commission when Sibia is there.
Because he's friends to him.
Now you start to say Marakanti, who's clean?
Yeah.
Who's clean? So the judiciary is sourced from a corrupt nation. I am going to repeat this until the South Africans understand them. The police are sourced, the teachers are sourced, the union source their people from a corrupt nation. They cannot source people who are godly. They can't.
Yeah. What must be done?
Our country is in a very, very bad space. We need leadership like in yesterday. And I doubt that leadership will ever emerge. What our country is busy now doing, while the country is begging, our president is begging Donald Trump. The country is bending on other aspects. We want the president to have a press conference to say, so far, so good. I'm happy with what is going on. I don't want to comment on those things. No, but he must continue to tell us, I'm monitoring as a president of the country. He's not saying that. He's playing golf. He's talking America. He's talking G20. We are saying, all good. Talk about those things. But your country is burning as a president.
Okay, let's go back. Expectations. If you were a witness at Matlanga, would you go? Now that the cartels are
pushing back.
Well,
an ordinary person, it's a legal principle, even applied in law. My life is more important than another person's life. So why would I go and sacrifice myself for a country that will walk and tomorrow they would have forgotten that I sacrificed myself? Let me put it this way so that maybe people should understand it. If Steve Biko died, if the cadres of the ANC died, the way that they died, they were bombed, they were incarcerated, they were tortured.
Let's say the cadres of the
armed struggle died the way in which they died. And then we walk into parliament and we become the Mkhulus of today. What are we saying? Do we mind about the people who died? Does it really dawn to us that we are doing these things on top of graves of people who were committed to this cause and want to see a
We are
difference.
spitting on
We are spitting on their graves.
You remind me of Mswake Mbuli's
Yes, we are.
poetry that he says that you wish you could raise those.
Sometimes you wish to interview at this time to raise Mandela and say, when you were shown taking a briefcase, were you opening a way for these? If he says no, he says, what do you say? Forget Bombay. Bombay, they are still here. They are still here. They want to intellectualize this thing. This thing does not need intellectualization. This thing needs us to have practical steps. Evidence is led. Statements are obtained through the evidence that is led. We identify witnesses. We take statements. We compile a docket. In 3 weeks' time, we detain the first people from Matlanga Commission.
But that is not happening.
That is not happening. Because everybody seems to be afraid. I mean, we were told. I don't know how whether that is true. Mkwanazi said, I registered a case against the minister. And me, I'm saying to him, now, if you did, as a provincial commission, how far is the case? It is investigated by people under your supervision. How far is the case? If they cannot investigate your case expeditiously, how do we trust you with a case of a person who stays in Tongat in a farm? How do we trust you about that?
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
Okay. And let's go back. Maybe before we could even go to the minister, it's interesting that we will touch on that. Let's talk about the municipal manager. The body language of the municipal manager, Dr. Shozi.
Dr. Shozi is a typical ANC member. Typical ANC member. And the ANC must own these people. You appoint poor and weak people so that you can loot. There's no any other reason where you appoint such a weak person. Ne? Forget her attitude. Her attitude is stinking. But a simple process of answering questions becomes difficult for a PhD. Not an ordinary person. PhD. Really? Really? Is this what our schools are producing? Is this what our universities are producing? Or should we investigate the quality and should we investigate the institution that gave him this PhD to say what type of institution produces a PhD who can hardly answer a simple, straightforward question? Did you take departmental steps? Simple. He says it's not in my role. Okay? Did you see that it is taken? It's not in my role. What is in her role?
I'm running 21 departments and they are complicated.
That's exactly why we need you with a PhD to run 21 departments successfully. Now you cannot take a decision on one department of Metropolis. We must be worried about the finance and others. We should be worried.
A 60 billion municipality.
A 60 billion budget municipality run by a PhD carrier who can hardly understand the difference between left or right. South Africa is in a crisis.
But South Africa is not in a crisis. The reflection of Dr. Shozi and other academics is a reflection of really what we are up against. That is why there is no service delivery in this country.
There will never be a service delivery. And I can tell you, the moment you put a guy with a PhD, that department stops working. You know, I will never ever grant apartheid a status. It was complete destruction. And terrible. It cannot be compared to now. But here's what was interesting on apartheid. That standard 6 white men made black people to work. A PhD can't make his brothers to work. Something is not right.
We are in a city that is experiencing the same things. And these people are spitting on women leadership.
Indeed. If you, and not only
remember,
that,
like for example, if I'm to interrupt you, if you look at NPA run by a woman, Constitutional Court run by a woman, and the IDEC run by a woman, and all these are failing.
And those systems are failing. You know, I've been watching Matlanga. I can pinpoint women who gave evidence and I smiled. One of them is a woman. One of them is Sintumule, General Sintumule. I smiled. The other one is Dimpane. I smiled at myself and I said, this is what, when we say a general must carry knowledge, this is what we are expecting of knowledgeable people. You come there, you don't mix your words.
You know what you're talking about.
You know what you're talking about. You even stand up. Sintumula should be a Deputy National Commissioner. I don't know what we are waiting for. We are still going to court up with a criminal. Sintumula must be a Deputy National Commissioner by now. Why am I saying that? She's better. Much, much better than Zibia. Why are we still keeping Zibia and his NES salary? Why?
No, he's friends with people in the high place.
You see, that's the problem in South Africa. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem. We put friendship and beneficiation above the country.
Remember that, Selepe, for evil to prevail, it's also for good people to sit and do nothing. A lot of South Africans are minding their business whilst the country is benefiting.
Do they have a business to mind?
They don't.
Yeah. So they are not minding anything. So they should participate in making that the country becomes right. Because South Africans has got a 30% unemployment rate. So they don't have businesses to mind. Yeah. They don't have businesses to mind. 30% of this country is not alive and kicking. They are surviving day by day. So I understand that for those, it's about survival. But we have those that are employed, those that are we call middle class, or those that we call academia. Those are the people who are killing the country. And I can tell you now without a benefit of a doubt, and I'm not casting aspersion on anybody, with the performance of Minister Mchunu at the parliamentary committee, and as an advocate, a senior silk, I wouldn't have represented him. I would have said, no, Mchunu, you are about now. Okay, Toby is doing his work. We are going to be frustrated with him. But we are saying, you are doing your work at the expense of the country. Do not represent a fool. Our problem in South Africa is lack of isolation of a criminal. Let's isolate a criminal. Decent people must isolate a criminal. And then we're done.
Or moral people.
Moral people
will refuse to take immoral cases.
Sure.
And be able to say, no, thanks, I will let it pass.
It's not about money.
I'm not available.
I'm not available.
So what is the message of Mulay?
He's saying, I'm a lawyer, I take cases. It's exactly his reasoning capacity is the same as Advocate Sikakani. He said, I represented Zuma. People hate me for representing Zuma. And he's surprised why people hate him. He shouldn't be surprised. People are saying, we are saying as a country, this man is creating havoc of institutions. You know, we are sitting here, Dr. Malunga, we are talking about NPA. Do you know who started the process of destruction of the NPA? After Bulelani? The guy that... Vusi Piccoli was okay. Remember when Zuma took over, he terminated the contract of Vusi Piccoli and then he started to appoint his own people. It is when the decay in the NPA started. And people must understand me very clearly, I'm not saying Piccoli and Nuka were not used by another faction of the NC. That's not what I'm saying. The same way I'm saying about apartheid. I'm not saying whites did not eat money of tenders. That's not what I'm saying.
Or money of the state.
Yeah, I'm only saying they were clever to eat the retainer after the project was done successfully. We eat the money so that we don't even have a retainer. And then the whole project collapsed. We even have created people who extort, who are talking about 30%, who extort when they didn't work.
Let's go back to who created this mess. Are you saying it's Jacob Zuma?
The mess started. Let me tell you something. The moment you decide that the president is guilty of an offense, or the deputy president of the ANC then is guilty of an offense, you take him out, and then you say to us, there's a prima facie case, but it is not winnable. Ne? You give us that idea. And then we allow the president to download information of people talking over their cell phones without a permission. We allow those things to sway the national prosecution, Mokotedi Mphe, to be swayed by that. Then we are saying how he obtained, he's using the fruit of a tree that is already poisoned. So the fruit should be poisoned.
True.
Yeah. So Mokotedi Mphe knows that principles. So my attitude is, you say, I hear what these things are saying, but legal principle is you didn't obtain them fairly and squarely, and I cannot test them in court. As a result, I'm not withdrawing the case. Let's take the case to court so that you can answer. I'm not taking the case to court because I'm malicious. I'm taking the case to court because I'm bona fides. I want to sit down and you must defend yourself and you must walk away from this case once and for all.
True.
Now, we are fast forward here. Now they say pay 28 million. He says, I don't have. But people paid for him, knowingly that he's going to last for 5 years. They are doing exactly the same thing with Ramaphosa.
They're paying for him.
They're paying for him. And when he walks away, they will say, you owe us 12 million.
Which he does not have.
Well, Ramaphosa will have.
No, I'm saying at that time, he will claim poverty.
He will claim, but he can't claim poverty. Maumela he can't claim poverty.
He's going to go to jail.
Maumela? Yeah. Well, they are killing witnesses.
Everything will be in the open and this country shall prosper. Everything
we
will
are
come
hoping.
okay. We are also not going to sit and fold our arms. That's why we are also running this program.
Sure.
This program it's also trying to inform and educate people and make people to wisen up. We are removing whatever that is there. So
the
that
veil,
is what is
the eyes of the people.
The veil is important that it will go away. Let's go to. I see you did not want to say much, but your last words about Mama Shezi, what are you saying?
She's sick. Psychologically, she's sick. If you come to people, you display that arrogant attitude on 3 consecutive days, you should be sick. Somewhere you should be taking this thing so serious to say, but I can't continue this way. Maybe
the other question that is also destroying our country is these things, the repercussions.
Yeah.
There are no repercussions.
She's now on pension. Do you have the appetite now to stop her pension?
That's what I'm talking about.
Do we have the appetite as a country to say, you come, you perform this shape, you don't deserve our money, pension done? Are we ready?
So we're supposed to be doing that. We are.
I'm challenging the MMC in Ekurhuleni of finance to say, if you continue to finance her while she's at home and her behavior is this, she rubbishes all institutions set up to deal with corruption.
Your Sankas of this world are supposed to be saying this is a disgrace. But also, I'm sure that they can find a way of making sure that she's punished for the things that she did at the municipality. If she could do this, I'm sure there are a lot of things.
Yeah.
Imagine if we could go to the Auditor General's report of Ekurhuleni once she was in the helms. What would we find?
Unfortunately, we will not get her there. She will apportion blame to the CFO. Typical. You get the poor CFO who does not have morals. You get a municipal manager who does not have morals. They are all now. Nalwena, we're talking about an advocate. The brilliant mind of Northwest is sitting behind bars. For what? For what? 500,000. How many thousands did he have in his pocket?
Were you talking about? People are listening.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
People are listening.
He died.
By the way.
He died.
By the way.
Greed.
By the way.
He died.
You see, that's the problem. That's the problem of our country. When he goes to court to defend himself, people go there to support him while he's a criminal. And we need to really talk these things without fear of contradiction.
Let's go into an interesting case. Senzo Mkunu. I was taken aback when Justice Matlanga himself was telling him where to get off. To say, Minister, why did you rush the process? Why did you conclude things and do whatever that you did?
Did you talk to the president?
He says no. I told him. Spoke to the president.
But you know what is my problem? He says I didn't talk to the president. And the president is talking to Donald Trump. That's my worry about Ramaphosa. He's talking to Donald Trump. Out of this man, immediately after his testimony, you say, I've heard what I wanted to hear. You are no more suspended. The cabinet is reshuffled. You're out. No packs. Nothing.
Will he do that? He won't. He won't.
The ANC must answer whether he's capable of doing it, or whether the corrupt people within the ANC will revolt against
Somebody correctly said, and I want us to go back to Mkulu, but I want to pass this statement. Somebody correctly said, the most powerful leader in the president of the ANC is Ramaphosa since 1994, because Ramaphosa is in control of everything that is happening.
including the NEC.
Including the NEC. So as a result, Ubapete, yes.
But he's got no power. He's got absolutely no power when it comes to morality. Yeah. If a president can lie, it means he can do a lot of other things.
So the president knows these things.
The president, let me tell you this way, let me put it this way. In other countries, I'm not so sure whether it's happening in South Africa, but it should be happening. In other countries, a president gets an intelligence briefing on a daily basis when he reports on duty. It's either presented to him or it is emailed and he reads it before he can even wash.
Our president has intelligence in his office.
The president now is sitting with a minister of intelligence in his office. Minister coordinating South African intelligence. In that we have NIA, we have SSA, we have SAPS, we have military intelligence. All of them are sitting there. They are controlled by them and this minister. A president wakes up and he finds that the country is burning and KwaZulu Natal is out of control. He knew. He can't claim he didn't.
But remember, our president is the type of person who say, I was
shocked.
I am shocked.
Yeah.
So is that's your typical Ramaphosa. He's gonna be shocked that people are living in these conditions. Shocked that Senzo Mkulu did all these things.
Exactly. Now, and I was listening to this thing of Senzo Mkulu. And I respect Mkulu as an elder.
What's your take before we go there? What's your take about what Judge Matlanga said to him?
It's very close to say, I don't believe a word of what you say. It's very close to that.
And you're buying time.
We ask you a yes or no question. You answer it with 13 paragraphs. You're buying time.
On a lighter note, the thing in the
hey, the lesser we talk about
those
things.
It says,
You don't know whether he's answering this thing or this thing. Hey, hi man.
So you're saying, or maybe how is he faring, Senzo, today? Because
look,
he has a theory that he wants to push, and nobody buys into what he's saying.
Let me tell you. The theory of Senzo will never fly. I'm praying that Judge Matlanga must say after him, Mare must come. We're talking about Mare,
yes,
who did the feasibility study.
Yes.
Yeah. Let Mare come, you'll hear what Mare will say.
And there's nowhere where Mare said the PTT must be.
He didn't say anything about the task teams. Let me tell you, the task teams will continue to be a part of the South African police services. From where I'm sitting, it will continue to be part of it. Let me tell you how it becomes part of it. We wake up there's 10 people murdered in Ghana. We have detectives in Ghana. Are they adequately resourced to deal with the 10? Because they already have their capacity. Do they have the capacity? No. Obviously, they don't have the capacity. If they don't have the capacity, what would a caring provincial commissioner do? He'll create a task team and say, finalize this job. Now they are
get the best man
around.
That
will not sleep. Then he will constitute this, and then he say, go into this. When they resolve this case, they find that the guy who murdered these people is also linked to a murder in Ekurhuleni. What would they do? They can't say, no, that's not our business. They will go to Ekurhuleni and check for witnesses, because it will come with evidence. Then witnesses will be at Ekurhuleni. They will drive to Ekurhuleni. They will also draw the docket of Ekurhuleni and say, Ekurhuleni, here's your docket. You closed it as undetected. Here's information. And once that information is here, they cannot ignore.
Investigations will continue.
Now, while they are investigating, the witnesses who saw the murder of the 10 people start to be murdered. Do you say they must stop? No. They follow that through up until the problem, in police language they would call it a threat, the problem is resolved. Now, at KwaZulu-Natal, the PKTT was set to deal with political killings. Now it starts dealing with political killings. In the midst of the political killings, it comes across evidence that says the firearms that were in Malungana's house killed a person in Selepe's house. What do? They say it's not our problem. They can't say that it's not our problem. They follow it. And the evidence, once it arrives there, the evidence says, do you know why Selepe was killed? No, he was a drug lord. Now it comes back to say Selepe is a drug lord, but Selepe consistently is talking to Ndlovu. Why is he talking to Ndlovu if Ndlovu has got no interest? Now we investigate the reason why. And we arrive there, we find that Ndlovu, now we've got a team of 5. It's no more 2. It's a team of 5.
So from what you're saying, is there possibility that this investigation will eventually go to number 1?
It is, look, maybe we should read something in something. Mkhunu is saying, I did not speak to number 1. Now I'm saying, number 1 can't establish a team and then you dismantle it without talking to him. That's what I'm saying. But number 1 said to Mkhunu, don't link me. That's me analyzing. Don't link me. If you link me, these guys, the way this Mkhwanas is going, he will start to listen to my conversation and we are gone. All of us are gone. So you need to stop him somewhere.
So who's going to be a sacrificial lamb? Will Mkhunu agree to be a sacrificial lamb?
He's already under the bus, that one. He can't get up. He just needs the rear wheels of the bus to go over him.
In South Africa, we also once had Dr. Mkhize, who had scandals of the Department of Health once he was the minister there, and he wanted to be president. But once he was...
Look, it's not only him. Diko, who's questioning others about their loyalty, was named at Tembisa Hospital. Now, the people of Tembisa Hospital are accounting to her.
You see?
But we need not a powerful individual, but a powerful state machinery. We need police officers who will sit down and say, no, I've investigated the matter. Now go to court, get the warrant of search, of arrest. Don't leak it. Because you don't want to create sensation. Don't leak it. You go to parliament, calmly so, you say to Mrs. Diko, Diko goes to court. When he comes back to parliament, they say, hey, you are a suspect there. Let's get somebody else.
Is that what they did to Gigaba?
No, I don't think they did that to Gigaba. What they did to Gigaba is, you can't say the president must go. When he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on us, you'd rather go, you don't have anything on us.
Why did Montana resign? Is he smelling a rat that they're coming for him?
No, they are. He knows. They are coming. They are coming full force. These cartels are going to retaliate big time.
Then there's this other one. I'm not sure how, but this is very interesting. Then there are South Africans who are in Ukraine-Russia war, who have been recruited by Duduzan, Duduzi.
And then,
what does it say? Are we finding Zuma creating a force?
not really creating a force. It might be something that crossed his mind. But you do not create a force by training people in Russia, because that's where he trained, by the way. He was trained by the KGB on intelligence. So he knows what he can get out of training. But Russia is at war. You can't go to a country at war and say they must train your people while they are at war.
They'll take the people to the war.
They will take the people to war. That's the best method of training, is to take them to war.
But they pay you.
Of course, they could have paid, and I'm not saying that's the showcase. They could have paid, and besides, even if they would say to him, "We would train these people for free." He says, "Let's start with 20. Maybe he gets 17, or he gets 11." And then he realizes that this is not what you promised me. What do you do to Putin? Nothing. Now you can't get those people back. They are in the mercy of Putin. Now Putin can come up with a story now that says those people were intelligence sent by America. How do we say no?
And they're in jail. Or we're going to kill them.
Yeah. How do? So it is important that we understand, besides the law that any person who recruited them to go there has violated, but we must look at the consequences, potential consequences that can happen due to the negligence actions of somebody else.
They say Putin blue-ticked, the Minister of Defense blue-ticked Zuma. Zuma went into Russia and they did not entertain him. They said, put it in writing, your request. What does it say?
A request for what?
For those 17 people that went there.
Zuma didn't go to Russia. He's too sick to go to Russia. Zuma is sick.
He went to Traore, remember?
That's when he went to Russia. Before those people were there. He went to Russia, he went to Traore, and then he came back. After that, he was reported to be very sick. And he is indeed sick. I saw him at court the other day when Duzile was there. And the old man is frail. He's frail. But I do not dispute the fact that he could go using his friendship with Putin. But people like Putin, remember, Putin is a KGB member. People like Putin are not politicians. They are operators. Putin is an operator. He's not a politician. Kagame is an operator. He's not a politician. And there's a number of them in Africa. Traore is an operator, not a politician. So, and all that, those boys in Sahel countries, they are operators. They are not politicians. So you can't negotiate with them. Putin, you negotiate peace with him now. When you jump into the plane and go, he attacks. You can't.
True.
You can't. So
what must happen internally once these things are happening? The recruiters and all that must be booked.
I think 4 of them have been booked now. But they must go to the real person. They must not book foot soldiers.
They must go to Ndanazo.
Yeah, if she's involved. By now, get the J50. Warrant of arrest. Pick her up.
South Africa will be in fire.
Who will make South Africa in fire?
Brown Rose.
Really? That will never work.
He did it in the Northwest, but let's go back to this. Remember, the Northwest was on fire.
Guys, Supra must fall. Brown Mokotsi is not Brown Mokotsi, man.
Who's rude?
We give him a lot of accolades. Brown Mokgotsi is not at that level. He's an ordinary liar. He's not at that level.
Ke mashaya wa buka.
Ah, o ke moshimane wa medication. Ole ke moshimane o bloma mo khoneng ko ka.
Oma baraba.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go back to the Russian guys there.
yeah.
What must happen? Those that are arrested, they must go get the big fish. Big fish in this country tends not to be caught.
Yeah.
Big fish in this country are left scot-free.
They will. And until such time that this democracy is amended, this democracy that we impose on Africans is not an African concept. An African abuse it. The best way they know is abusing it. It's not an African concept. So we need to really go back and say, what is the type of democracy suited to the type of the build of our people?
Okay. 2002, Paul Kagame and the people of Congo, they sign an agreement in Sun City in the northwest. 2025, another agreement is to be signed there. And they go and sign before the master, Donald Trump. What's your take?
My take is, until we tell Donald Trump to get the hell out of our continent, this continent will remain sick.
Why did Kagame go?
Look, let's become honest. While Kagame is an operator, Thomas Sankara has defined operators without political clouding. He said they become askaris. So Paul Kagame has now turned into an askari because he uses the armaments of Israel that is killing Palestinians. What is Israel getting from him?
Yeah.
And Israel is an ally of America. So once we have those type of links, and our links are not African in their making, we'll have a problem. Our country can't move forward now. We are neutralized. Every time we need to talk, we need to go and ask permission from Donald Trump. White people, and I'm not saying anything should happen, I'm simply saying they left here, they went to America. They created a lie in America. They came back, they are not arrested. They are still enjoying their privileges. And we think we are running a country.
Did they come back?
No, AfriForum, those guys of AfriForum, they're here. Groenewald is even here. Oh, no, but Groenewald didn't go. Chris. He's still here. Hey, man, our country. Arrest this white man. Let him face charges in court. And then let Gerinel defend him. It's fine.
Don't give him bail.
Yeah, don't give him bail. And let's see.
But we fear the white people.
That's why every time the links that we have with Donald Trump does not emerge out of strategy, but it emerges out of fear.
Can it happen that one day, the same way as Ramaphosa did to say, is it possible that we can say, take your American companies and go, we will survive?
It is possible.
But what is causing this fear?
But how do you say, take your companies and go when you are Ramaphosa and loan me? How do you do it? He's part of loan me. So what do you say? Take my food and go. A normal person will not do it. A normal person will not do it. We are putting the bar too high for Ramaphosa when we say he must tell Lonmin to go to London. We are finished. Yeah.
But can there be any African leader, especially South African leaders? You know, I love this Xhosa quote. Zemki nkomo magwalandi. Zemki linkomo.
Yeah.
Do we have people in South Africa that will stand up and say, why are we begging America? Because the reason why I'm saying this is, at one stage, China said, America, you can take your things. Take your Google. We will survive. We've got relationships with India, China, Russia, and therefore, can't we survive with these people, given that we are the gateway to Africa?
You can't have minerals and beg people who don't have.
But why are we begging?
We are begging people because the people that are assisting us and leading us are involved in enriching themselves. Let me put it this way. let me put it this way. Why do you think we can't deal with Zamazamas and finish them? Because we know they are Mozambicans, they are South Africans, they are Lesotho nationals, they are Tanzanians. We know who they are.
Yes.
They are Zimbabweans. We know who they are. Why are we struggling to flush this thing out? We can't flush it out because the guy who gives a license to mine is a criminal. We can't. You can't. A Department of Mineral and Energy are the custodians of minerals. Why is the custodian of minerals not doing something and having a budget that deals with protecting the minerals?
Our minerals do not belong with us.
It's because we have issued bigger licenses. We deny Malungana to be a subsistence miner, but we have given Lonmin to mine.
Yeah.
So Malungana will have no choice but to be a Zamazam. And this thing here is Zamazam, might not stop. Let me put it this way, and I'm not saying that is the case. I'm simply saying let's put it this way. How much is it to extract a 1 ton of gold or 1 ounce of gold? And using the labor, it's very expensive.
The cheap labor.
No, the labor, the normal labor, it's very expensive. But if you buy the same at 50% margin from a Zamazam, why do you destroy a Zamazam?
You can't. It's a lucrative thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Cheap labor, cheap everything.
Cheap everything. You just
and the product is the same.
The product is the same. South Africans, Zimbabweans, Malawians, Lesotho nationals are dying underground. You don't have to have any safety problems. You don't have to go to court. It becomes a police problem, and then mine management buys cheap gold with the same quality from these guys and sell it for profit. They make double the profit. While they are buying gold from Zamazamas, they retrench our brothers and sisters that are working at the mine. They close the mine, yet you do not see.
Their target remains. Their target remains.
And they're still making the same profits, even better. And the more we talk about the South African situation, you then realize how serious in trouble is our country. And I can blame only one movement, the one that brought the criminals along.
But they have been criminals all along before they could.
They had
even
been criminals.
The country.
Yeah, I mean, all of them, the general secretaries come from the mines.
And I don't know, I've never heard, maybe Nyakuga. I've never heard you. Let's speak about Mbalula. Let's define Fikile Mbalula from how you know him and all that. I'll tell you why I'm raising this as you respond.
Clueless, confused, shows some signs of political knowledge, but that's about it. 10% of politics and 70% of confusion makes up Mbalula.
Because he was Minister of Police at one stage. Because he was Minister of Transport at one stage. Because he was also a Minister of Sports at one stage. And now he's the CEO of this organization that you're talking about.
And he dies in his hands.
Nicely.
Nicely.
You know what is strange? Strange is in my youth, whilst I was a member of the Youth League.
By the way, people don't know.
Yes, people do. In my youth, Fikile Mbalula once came to Matlanga to come and ask state of the organization. And we went there to make a presentation. You know, I was admiring this man and his intelligence.
His knowledge of.
I was admiring how the organization was being run because there was Umkhabulo, there was all these other things, and we were crazy about, we were arguing documents, not emotions.
Sure.
And fast forward, I look at him and I ask myself, what happened, Padre Fikile?
I was a member of AZAP when Msubiri Mangena became the Minister of Arts and Culture and destroyed AZAP. He died in his hands. I was a member of AZAP. So I know People don't know this. We're confessing them today that I was a member of Azapo. And when Azapo died, I couldn't go to any other political party because when I arrived, our debates end up people preaching to me reconciliation of people who are not ready to reconcile with us.
Sell out.
I didn't want to say that is a sellout position. I'm simply saying when we talk politics, the people that talked with me politics, they arrive at a point where they said, let us reconcile. We hear your story, but comrade, can we reconcile? And I'm saying, I'm ready to reconcile, provided the people who caused me harm behave like Jacob when he goes to his brother Esau. He sends him gifts.
Yes.
He says, I've wronged you.
He shows remorse.
He shows remorse. He kneels down 7 times.
Yes.
I needed my white counterpart in my country to kneel down 7 times and say, let's take the country forward. They didn't do it. The ANC said, we are reconciling while they are not reconciling. And I stood by the wayside. I had no clue.
That is being smart or dumb. You're born in this. You will die in it. Angeke akhothamele umlungu usathanda imali, because these people, they go print this paper and give it to you. Once you've got minerals, they give you a paper that can burn.
Yeah.
And once
they take minerals,
your gold and diamonds and other things become so critical. So we've got people, leaders. I remember at one stage I once asked you, in our DNA as abantu abamnyama, what is wrong? Because we've got a sell-out DNA.
And
a DNA that
big.
says submit to the white man.
And it's big, that DNA. That DNA was sold to us by the church. The church has got verses that sell that idea. It is only when you grow up that you read the Bible, you understand that this verse cannot be written by the same God who said, I create man in my own image for him to dominate. You know, it can't be the same person. So, but coming and coming to a closure, we still have youth league today. What is our influence on the youth league? What is your influence in the youth league? Because you still have it. They show signs that if they are revived with the right to Mkhabolo, they might actually wake up.
But there is I have a problem with that one now. I'm in the Northwest, if people must know. I've looked into this politics. Suddenly, we have young people who are members of the Youth League who flaunt money, who wants to be bought, who are made MECs. The MEC of transport in the Northwest comes from the Youth League.
Yeah,
and you look at him and his behavior, and you look at other members or executives of the Youth League, you look at how Umsobo Mvu, YDA, and others were formed. My apologies. And how all these things went off. You know, Julius Malema once said, once we were in the Youth League, we were given beers, given money, and made to follow and support these old men. It's when we woke up and realized that they are misleading us. So we are having politics of elders of the ANC that are misleading other leaders. You know, when you go and it goes like, hey, my leader, you must go. You know, at one stage I passed a branch meeting and I saw the cars that were stopping there and they were to make decisions. Then I realized this ANC is gone.
It's gone.
Because there are people that act like they own it and it is theirs. One of the things that made us to walk away from it is because during the Zuma era, hooligans mushroomed, people that did not want people to remember, it is through debates and healthy debates that the strongest policy must stand. Not these ones out here, hlala phansi, sizochana ngestulo.
Yeah. That man, in closer, maybe we should make a day.
Yes.
And come and talk about politics of the stomach. Because it's a topic on its day. It's a topic on its own. We must start it how you manage a hungry person with power.
In my conclusion, I would say it's very difficult to go to negotiations as a man whilst you are hungry. Because the one that is calling shots, or some, I don't know why, but it comes into my spirit that says, the one with more gold must make decisions.
Let me tell you something. Do you know why when you go and pay lobola, you go very early? When your stomach is still full. Ne?
Okay.
So that by 12 o'clock, if things don't go right, you can walk away with the money and go and buy yourself food. But if you come 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you arrive there, you come from town, you arrive here at 3 o'clock, you're already hungry. You have a challenge because what they do is they prolong the negotiation while you can smell the meat.
So you're going to get the amaze.
You'll agree with anything.
I agree that then let us agree as we conclude. I pray that the people that killed witness D get to be apprehended. I pray that we start seeing the NPA and the police starting to be, because this country is burning. I pray that the people in parliament do not go home and Christmas. We can't go to Christmas.
The boss, while you are praying for that, the boss of IDEC is likely to be the new NPA boss.
Yeah.
She was interviewed, and I can tell you now she was found competent.
Where she's coming from is not competent.
Look, she's coming from Zondo. You should understand why she's here. Because Zondo Commission implicated people. That is why, and this irritates me, that is why he's investigating Kumalo as a digression from her own work of investigating the Zondo cases.
Until then, please do not forget to subscribe, and please do not forget to let us. We set our target is to make sure that we go beyond 50,000 subscribers.
Sure.
In 2025, 2026,
we go to 100.
we triple it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.